Well, good luck with it. I can't wait to see it when it comes out. Now, we're here tonight. Laugh, Killer, Laugh. There's a new movie that's coming out that you star in. All right, so why don't we give it up for actor, writer, Vic Colicchio. What's up, Victor?
How you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Hi.
Vic was on the show a couple of years ago. You looking good. You look the same like you did when you left here.
A lot of makeup, thanks to your makeup artist there.
Now, Laugh, Killer, Laugh, for people who don't know, is directed by Kamal Ahmad. For people who don't know who he is, he's one of the original Jerky Boys. And once he retired a couple of years later, he wanted to make some films. And we got the boys here tonight to talk about it. Frank Stone.
Yeah.
And who do you play in the film?
I play a mob boss named Tony.
Aha. Now, why don't you guys describe your characters and where the movie's going?
Well, we hope not in the toilet. We hope it goes somewhere really nice. We like, look, it's an interesting picture. You know, if you ask me, you know, it's a story about a guy who is, I mean, he's a savant, but he happens to be a killer and a gangster, and he's a loner. He sticks to himself. He's just a social outcast, and somewhere in the course of the film, he sees this girl, and he decides that he is going. You know, he opens himself up, he follows her, and he begins to open himself up. And in doing so, he begins to take up writing. And of course, since you're supposed to write what you know, he begins to write about working for this gentleman here.
Oh, really?
And it becomes a sensitive subject. And
Well, you mentioned a lot of Williams films and his portrayal of different characters. And in Laugh, Killer, Laugh, in my opinion, you had the opportunity to use everything you've ever learned. And it's like a musician, you know, act as a musician. One of the few fields that the older you get, the more you do it, the better you get. Unlike boxers like you played, you get older football players, you're never as good as you used to be. But as an actor, musician, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And William, like I said, he has a wide range of emotions, and you have to see it to believe it. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, when you see him in the films and when you're sitting next to him like this, it's two different guys. You know, you're very deep in your acting.
Oh, thank you, buddy. But I got to tell you, you know, like working on the film with Victor, you know, even from the start, I had a really good feeling about this movie. Now, you know, a film like this, you know, it's not necessarily the biggest budget or things like that. You're up against the ropes a lot of the times. But there was something about this movie that was special. And you know, and I was sitting back there praying to the theatrical gods that it would turn out good. So, and you know, but I think, you know, it is good. I know it is.
Well, the whole audition process, how did Kamal actually pick you guys for the film? Because I heard there wasn't too many auditions. Did he handpick you?
He saw a reel of mine on Facebook and decided that I'd be an interesting mafia boss because I don't look like one, and that I would have to play the guy as cunning and conniving and very smart and slick. And you know, so he thought it was a different way to go. A lot of my Italian friends say, "Hey, why didn't I get that part?" You know.
Yeah, of course. What about you, William?
The first time I got approached by Kamal was for another movie. He had asked me to do a film, and I can't remember the reason, but I didn't do it. And so he had expressed a desire to work with me. He had a couple different scripts that he had sent me, and I went, this one. I like this one. There's something about this guy. I mean, I told him, I said, how do you take a guy who in the beginning of the movie is a stone cold killer, and by the end of the movie you make the audience love him? And to me, that's one of the most challenging things in film is to take a character like that and have an audience rooting for you, even though you're, you know, I mean, I think by the time the film opens, I've already knocked off 7 people in the opening, and yet he becomes a guy that the audience roots for. And there's just something about that that is wonderful.
Well, we got the trailer, and it's very strong. Would you guys like to see it? Yeah. All right, control room. Laugh, Killer, Laugh.
mob. Who do you think he is, Al Capone?
Oh, look who it is. It's Mr. Personality. He came here to brighten up everybody's day, now didn't you?
Hi, I'm Jackie.
You heard me, you dirty double.
What's yours again? Frank, how come you never smile?
May I help you?
I would like to take your creative writing class.
I just want to know what goes on in that head of yours.
Tony Forte, local punk gangster with a long arm, though. Always gave her work whenever the need would arise.
Hey, Frank, have a seat. I was just wondering if you're gonna write any more stories about me and my operation. Kill that rat bastard.
How you feeling, Frank? Been in a coma for a few weeks.
Hey, listen, I've had a hell of a day. I just broke out of a hospital. These guys tried to kill me. They did. They took guns. They were shooting at me. They shot up the place. They shot up my pillow.
You think you're crazy, huh, Frank?
Where is Frank Stone?
Hey, Frank, the boss wants to see you tomorrow.
I want you to get me the best exterminator that money can buy. That's what I want.
I'm an avenging angel. This time you hurt the wrong person.
If you don't leave here right now, I'm gonna kill you. Okay?
That was nice.
It was good.
It's nice to see Tom Sizemore with you guys, too. How was it working with him?
I love
You
Tom.
know him for years.
I love Tom. He's a big-hearted, he's a wonderful actor.
He looked good. He looks good up there.
Yeah.
So hopefully this movie is going to do good. Get everybody on board.
We had a public screening of it in Manhattan, not an invited audience, just a public screening. And when William did his stand-up routine, he actually got a standing ovation. Yeah, they love it. It's worth seeing it.
Well, it's funny. Nobody knew I was going to do it. Originally, what the scene was is I was just sitting there watching the comedy act, laughing, because what happened at a certain point in the movie, the guy gets hit in the head, and suddenly he finds everything funny. And I just said to Kamal, I said, "Well, let me go up." So I just jumped up on the stage and I just started to improvise, and the audience was there. They started to laugh, and it happened. So
That's it, man. That's how it works. So why don't you just mention a couple more of the actors that are in there before we wrap this up?
Larry Romano.
Oh, Larry Romano. I think he's playing golf in California with Mark Wahlberg right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Tom Sizemore, Victor Colicchio.
That's it, man.
William Forsythe.
Well, Bianca Hunter.
Yeah, she's good.
She's a wonderful actress. I mean, I think the first time anybody saw her was with Harvey Keitel. It was that famous scene where Harvey brings the girl over to the car and he's, doing his number. And
That was my favorite scene.
it's a great scene. When I met, the one time I had met Abel Ferrara, he goes, "Oh, come over to my hotel. I want to show you something." And that's the scene he showed me.
Man.
Unbelievable. Well, best of the luck for you guys. Laugh Killer Laugh comes to theaters April 24, 2015. Selected theaters is going to be on video on demand, so definitely check it out. William Forsythe, it was my pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much. William Forsythe, Vic Colicchio. Hey! That's how it's supposed to go. P. All right, thank you everybody for coming tonight. It's been a long night, and we'd like to say special thanks to all our friends who donated all the fine dining you guys here. We had Paulie and George from Nucci's Restaurant. We have Fratelli's Pizzeria and Cigar and Bagels. Thank you guys. The food is always great. If you want to be a member of our studio audience, just email latenightwithjohnnyp@yahoo.com. Get us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the above, YouTube, Vimeo.com. I'm Johnny P. Get home safe and have a good night. Thank you. But my next guest up tonight is a real special treat. He's been in over 150 movies and TV appearances, from Halloween, Raging Bull, The Devil's Rejects, Out for Justice, and many, many, many more. So let's make him feel at home. Give him a late night welcome for our friend, William Forsythe. Yeah,
Is this me?
that's you.
And this is the way you put a microphone on correctly. Or is it?
We've been begging him. We've been begging him for wireless labs for our guests for years. It ain't in the budget.